if you expect something to happen, it has less of an effect. Like if you're watching a horror movie and you're just kind of chilling with your popcorn, your girlfriend, and whoa, just heart just jumps out of your fucking chest. It's a horrible moment. But if you're like, seen this film before, this is going to be the same as the other films. Here we go. I bet he jumps out. Ah, yeah, so scary. Like it's not the same effect, right? Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode. In this episode we're going to be talking about male purpose and how to find your purpose as a man and how tough it is when you're young. So I've been over this concept a million times with you guys that women peak early, men peak a lot later in life. We get to maybe mid-30s before we really see life begin or things pick up, whereas a woman can be 18 years old, and have the world at her feet. She could be 5'11", beautiful frame. She could be slim and thick. She could have a beautiful face, big lips, something like that. And she puts on heels and a tight dress, and it just exudes sex appeal. And anywhere she goes, she gets, women looking at her, men wanting her, everywhere. If she went into an office where there's billionaires, even though she's joined as an apprentice or something, she would still be one of the highest ranking individuals in the room, because every single one of those billionaires would want to fuck that woman, right? Whereas as a man, if you've just started out, you're bottom of the rung. So it's very, very hard as a man in the early days to kind of feel as though you belong or like you have kind of a place or a purpose in the world. So question is, what do you do? Well, it's very, very tough, because I think this is why male suicide is going through the roof, because so many guys think, okay, well, I'm going to do what the girls are doing. I'm going to try and value myself on appearance, etc. Because, for women, for example, they can kind of, in order to find their purpose in life, you see these girls on TikTok or Instagram, they can take a photo of themselves or do a quick 5-6 second video where they're twerking. And they can laugh. At the end, they can laugh, they can smile. I'm joking with the camera, just playing with you. I'm just teasing you lot. And you can see that they feel valued doing an act like that, or taking a picture where she's lounging out, in a bikini on the grass or something on holiday. She feels valued that she's taken that photo, and it gives her a purpose. She puts it out there. She gets 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes. And then, all of her friends are jealous. Everyone's messaging her. Guys that have seen the picture, they message her, oh, how are you? What you been up to? I saw your photo. You're looking great. This gives her that kind of blood-sucking, like vampire-like energy where she can just get that from people and just feel better about herself. She has kind of a life purpose, which is looking good, being beautiful. She has that identity that she's the pretty one. How many girls have stuff like Princess so-and-so in their bio or as their name or their kind of, their username or their handle, if you would. And so many girls, have that kind of, the pretty girl or something like that in their bio, the pretty one with the blonde hair, that sort of thing. And a lot of girls like to identify as the pretty one. They like to be the most beautiful one in a group or something like that, or the one that gets all the guys. Like, it gives them an identity. That's why so many women will say one thing, but they're like, oh, guys value me on my looks too much. But then they've got an Instagram page where all they upload is pictures of them in lingerie and bikinis and whatever, and they're getting a ton of likes, and you're like, well, the two don't really weigh up, right? And then we come to the second part of the coin, where women simply just have to have a baby. So if life's not going that well, they feel a little bit behind in life, like things aren't going to plan, put it that way. If people are on their back, they can go like this. I'm going to have a child. The second that they're pregnant, they have a purpose in the world. They've fulfilled an unbelievable task that so many people use as like their main life goal, to become a mother. Now, to become a father, it doesn't have the same ring to it. If somebody, you become a father, you get paternity leave, right? Once all that's up, if the man doesn't go back to work, he's seen as a bum, a deadbeat dad or something like that, Whereas a woman, she could sit at home for the rest of her life just raising children, and she would feel satisfied with that because it has a purpose. As a woman, it has, she has a place in the world. This is why so many women put in their bio that they're a mother. So many women use it as as leverage for followers, let's say. So they'll put in their bio, documenting my journey through motherhood, something like that, right? It happens every day. Millions of people are going through it, but for some reason, yours is special. And that's why, because women believe that they have that life purpose. They have an identity, which is, I'm a mother, I have a child, and they use it as an excuse. So like, well, I can't go back to work, I've got the kids, and, it's somewhat justified, but I believe as a man, you wouldn't be able to get away with that in 99% of circumstances. And I've seen Jordan Peterson talk about this as well, how a woman can just have a baby and that's it, purpose is fulfilled. Whereas for a man, it's like we're kind of lost. We're looking for something to give us energy, to give us some fight, give us a reason to be here. Like, who are we as a man? We can't just say, oh, I'm a father. It's like, yeah, but what do you do? Like, I saw a video the other day, a woman got out of a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, and this guy went up to her and was like, what do you do for a career? She was like, I don't get the question. What do you mean? And this woman was like, I'm married. And the guy was like, that response tells me everything I need to know about women. Well, I'm not saying that's strictly all women. I'm not saying that's necessarily true. But what I'm saying is so many women can just be a wife, a mother, or they can just have these simple labels. I'm a stay-at-home mum. And everyone goes, oh, yeah, fine. I'm a mother. I'm pregnant. I'm a wife. I'm a stay-at-home wife. And these labels are fine. They have a purpose. They have this identity which makes them feel valued and fulfilled. I feel like as men, we're a little bit more complicated in what we're trying to achieve in life, what we're trying to accomplish, or something that gives us an identity or purpose to belong, and trying to figure out who the fuck we are and what we do. I think men are very, very different. I think a lot of women are pretty much clones of one another in a mental, spiritual, life goal sense. So many women are like, I just want to find a good man, get married, have kids, get a mortgage, settle down, and live a nice, good life. I don't want to go to work. There's a lot of women that just want that. You can pretty much bundle 90% of women into one box based on their life goals. As men, we're completely different. Some of us are creative. Some of us are into sports. Some of us just like to get drunk and go out. Some of us are a little bit more dedicated to other areas of our life. And I feel like, yeah, there's these differences with women, but I feel like with life goals, so many guys are like, I want to go into computers and tech. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go into fashion. I want to do... A lot of women, it's like the 3 or 4 same industries that they're going into. Especially now with OnlyFans, it seems like every woman's trying to do that. And in order to find a purpose as a man, it's just so tough. It's so tough because, and I think this is why so many guys are, committing suicide early or getting depressed early on in life, is because we have this expectation that we should have our purpose fulfilled at the same time as a woman does. These women look so happy. They're, let's say full of life. Let's say they're very curvy. Those girls who just look happy to be alive, and they've got everything going for them. They're wearing like a skimpy top, everything's on show. They're just, like I said, exuding that sexual energy, and every guy wants them. They look happy to be alive. Other girls are jealous of them, and they kind of, my purpose in the world is fulfilled. I'm the hot chick, and everybody wants me. That vampire-like energy just being sucked away from everybody. That's a real thing, by the way, guys. That's a real thing. That's why I made that video before on hot girls using men for profit. That was more than just monetary terms, what I was talking about in that video. That vampire kind of thing, that shit's real if you look into it. The way you can suck somebody's energy from them, that shit's real. Yeah, and all these girls are kind of doing that thing, but as a man, you're like, well, the things that make me feel masculine, the things that make me feel important or give me a life purpose is like providing. And if we've got all these girls that look as though they've already got their life sorted, it's like, why would they want me? And then you look at the guys that they're dating who have their life sorted, and again, it's like, I'm so far behind this. And I think so many guys they're not expecting to suffer young. Like, in order to find your life purpose as a man, you need to expect the long game. Women are going to go and enjoy their life early on. They're going to be the hot ones. The guys who are where you want to be are going to fuck these girls. They're going to have the time in their life. The show will go on, okay? You got to aim for that next generation. But so many guys are not expecting to suffer young. Like, I'm 28 and I'm still expecting every single day. I've been messaging clothing manufacturers for the last 2 weeks. You know, everything with the shirts has been weird. I've decided to just do a full clothing business in general. I'm looking at doing the vegan mass gainer and getting the supplement company rolling. I was like, fuck it. You know, in COVID, everybody's company is going to crash. I might as well roll all my products out in one go and then start the streaming platform, you know, and just get this ball rolling quicker than I thought, because it's, you know, it's just working out that way. But so many of these suppliers are coming back to me and saying, can't do this, can't do that. Minimum order requirement isn't that. And I'm having to fish and go deeper. And then you're like, oh, well, I haven't trained today. I need to go and train. You know, I'm not quite in the shape that somebody who is like Mike Thurston's 30 years old. He looks great. I'm like, can I get in that shape in 2 years? And then I'm like, but I'm doing more than him. You know, can I balance everything? And then I stopped myself again. And I was like, look, life's supposed to suck. Like, we're supposed to realize this as men when we're young, that life is supposed to suck. It's supposed to be shit, right, guys? It's not supposed to be amazing. And I think if more guys expected it to be this way, you know, if you turn 16, 18, whatever it might be, and you leave school and you go, world's my oyster, I'm going to take over the globe. And it's like 12, 15 years of life just sucking dick. And I think if we expected this more, we'd get much better results, or we'd be able to handle it mentally a lot better than we do. You know, because we sat there at 28 and we put pressure on ourselves that Justin Bieber was 16 and he was already a multimillionaire. It's like this. It's not your story. That's not usually the way it goes. You know, sports, music, celebrities, actors, that's different. You know, it's not us. That's different. They live a different world. They die out a lot quicker. You know, by the time they get to like 40, 50, musicians and athletes, they're pretty much washed up. Actors are different. It's a pretty good career. But, you know, most of those other industries are completely different. But for us as men living in the normal world who are, you know, trying to build a business, climb the corporate ladder, whatever it might be, and get to that power position where things will change, it takes time. That's half the fun of being a man. And I think searching for your purpose early on and being like, where do I fit in the world? Am I the awkward, ugly guy that doesn't get any girls? Am I the guy who's broke? Like, don't label yourself with any of this shit. You simply cannot go and get pregnant. Like, you can have a child, but it's just not the same. You can't go and get pregnant. You cannot go and marry a rich woman and it has the same effect as a hot girl marrying a rich man and then being like, hey, I'm a wife and I'm pregnant. I don't have to work. I have a purpose. You know, and then they look down on everybody else like they've accomplished something, whereas in reality, they've just had the ladder passed down to them. As a man, life's tough. Life's very, very difficult. Feminism will have you believe that being a man, especially like a white man like myself, is easy. And it's like, yeah, being a tall white man has its benefits. You know, certain times in the workplace, I definitely got jobs because I was a tall white man. But life in general is tough for a man. Like, there's excuses for a woman. Like, a woman can find a purpose easily because they can make excuses. They can get pregnant, like I said. They can marry a rich man. They can act all submissive and just be like, oh, I'm broke. Oh, no, please, somebody help me. And guys will just fucking throw money at them, right? Some sugar daddy shit. They can jump on OnlyFans because they have a vagina and some feet. And they can get 20, 30,000 per month and go and buy a mortgage and be like, well, that was easy. They have easier get out of jail cards. They have purposes that they can fill. They have life goals that they can tick easily. As men, we very much value our ability to provide for people, to be in that position where we're independent, where we're the alpha male as such, you know, somebody that can be relied upon, somebody that can be dependent upon. These are giant identity things. These are massive, massive life goals that aren't easy to achieve. And they take 15, 20 years to get to. And putting pressure on ourselves at 25, 28, whatever, and saying, I need to be here already. I need to be here because he or she is. It's so stupid, guys. And I believe this is a massive reason for depression. And because so many guys will be looking and going, well, I'm 29 and I'm not a millionaire already. It's like, this is so stupid. Like, our purpose in life is completely different. Like, I would honestly believe that a man's main purpose in life, like Travel Bum said the other day on the podcast, is to find inner confidence. Is to just be at peace with yourself and be like, this is who I am. These are the cards I've been dealt. Here's the route I want to go down. This is what I like and I believe in. I'm going to be independent. I'm going to do my shit. And I'm going to improve along the way and see where I end up and take the pressure away. And then the world kind of gravitates towards you. But looking at maybe, let's say these young girls who are like 25 and, they have easier get out of jail cards. Like I said, they can get pregnant. They can move in with a rich man and be like, hey, we're on holiday in Bali or something like that. And it's like, as men, we can't do that. It's very rare that a man's gone and, got with like a 50-year-old billionaire woman and gone, well, there we go, I'm sorted. As men, we don't really like that. It's kind of a chick move, As men, we kind of want to make that money ourselves, be independent and find our own purpose. But this kind of virus that we need to have shit figured out young is polluting our minds and is killing us. It is killing us. Like, you just think, in a physical sense, body, fitness, okay? A woman can turn 18 and be straight dynamite. Just straight, like, jaw-dropping dynamite, okay? She can have curves, tight waist, perfect boobs, perfect shoulders. Everything is just immaculate. She's never stepped a single day inside a gym or played sport in her life. She actually eats chocolate and whatever. And other girls are like, how are you in such good shape? Oh, I don't know. I just, I do 10 sit-ups a night. Like, they have no fucking idea. Whereas a man, you get to like 18, you're just scrawny and you look stupid. You're all, weak posture. It might take something like 12 years to get the body that you wanted, which is on par with what that girl had naturally at 18. Like, she had that natural purpose of, I'm the hot chick, people want me, people are gravitating towards me. And that gives like a good feeling, good dopamine. As a man, when everything is sucking early on, you have no purpose. You don't know what you want to do in life. You don't know if you'll ever find somebody who wants you. Like, it's hard to stay motivated. I get it. But we need to start expecting the long game, guys. If we don't expect shit to happen to us young, here's the thing, right? If you expect something to happen, it has less of an effect. Like, if you're watching a horror movie and you're just kind of chilling with your popcorn, your girlfriend, and whoa, just heart just jumps out of your fucking chest. It's a horrible moment. But if you're like, seen this film before, this is going to be the same as the other films. Here we go. I bet he jumps out. Ah, yeah, so scary. Like, it's not the same effect, right? And it's the same in life. Like, if we're going through life as men in our 20s, early 30s, teens, whatever, that whole big young bracket, and we're like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire by 25. I'm going to be dating this girl. Oh, she rejected me. Oh, this is going to happen. I don't really know what I want to do yet. Like, guys are getting to 30 and going, I have no life goals. I'm not motivated. I want you to know that this is normal. This is completely normal. But I personally don't think any man before the age of 30 actually wants to get married and have kids. I don't think personally any man ever truly really wants to get married, right? Have kids, yes, definitely. But before the age of 30, 35, I don't think any man truly wants to do it from their own natural thought pattern. I think they're either coached into it by women, pressured by family, ritual sometimes, the habits of what your family did before you and what you expect to happen. Sometimes they have so much money, like a lot of sports people, where they're like, who cares? And then other circumstances, the woman's just so hot, you're like, damn, maybe I should just get this done. I can't pull out, and etc. But I truly don't believe that any man actually wants to do it when they're young, because our purpose isn't to be a father. Our purpose as men isn't to get married. Like, our purpose as men isn't actually to have like a mortgage. Women are collectors. They want to grab these things and they want to hold them close. Men don't have these same goals. Naturally we are hunters, women are gatherers. Women want to gather all these assets and sit with them, but somehow men have made those same life goals their goals too. And because we don't have them, we panic. But what I'm saying is it's easier for a woman to get them, especially as they want them, but it's easier for a woman to get them. As a man, we actually thrive off being nomadic, maybe traveling the world or something. You see these guys with a backpack and a big grizzly beard, they're as happy as hell because they're just traveling around the world, meeting a range of different girls. And that's the other thing. Men are built to spread their seed. Men have sex with one woman, not really that interested straight after. Another woman comes in, we're super interested. It's the Coolidge effect. This is natural. And I'm not saying that's what you have to do is just fuck around girl after girl. But I'm saying these sort of life goals that women have put in place that have put pressure on us as men to give us a purpose of like getting married, having kids, getting a mortgage, they're not inherently ingrained into our heads. It's nice to have a mortgage, it's nice to have a house, but I think more men would be happier if they were kind of just nomadic, just traveling around the world, going to place, just kind of dating different range of women, no stresses, maybe making good money from an online business, training at whatever time of day that they want, no boss. Like, we love freedom. And that's why we don't have any kind of set in stone purposes until later on in life. Because as men, we got to figure shit out. We have to figure shit out. And like I said, we have to expect this. The horror movie example that I gave. If we expect to suffer young, if we expect it to be shit, it's like as an entrepreneur, every day I get up and I'm like, if today goes badly, that's just the nature of the game. I expect this to be shit. Things go wrong and I'm like, well, yeah, of course they will. They're never going to go right. Like everything I've ever tried to do goes wrong 7-8 times at the start, and then I get a small breakthrough and I'm like, this will be it. 7-8 more times it goes wrong. Something looks easy. Like I'm making these jumpers at the moment, these kind of muscle fit jumpers for men as part of the fashion brand. I was like, oh, it's going to be easy compared to the shirts. Problem. And I was like, oh yeah, like, of course it is. Of course it is. Expect it. Expect problems. Go and do some squats and deadlifts and bench presses. Got a new pull-up bar out there. Let's go and do some pull-ups. Feeling better? Yeah, feeling better. Life's shit. Sometimes it happens. We're young men. Expect it. Like, when you expect it, it's so much easier to deal with on like a mental health level and stuff like that. And just don't be worried, guys, if you're 25, 26 years old and you don't really have a purpose. Like, it takes time. It takes commitment from a man. It takes effort. Like, the body example is the best one I can give. Like, there's so many similarities between success and fitness. And in a fitness sense, like a man 18 looks like an idiot, woman 18, straight dynamite, did nothing to achieve that body. But then on the other side of the coin at 35, if they both continue doing their habits, the man at 35 looks like a Greek god, the woman's seen better days. We have our purpose later in life. Like, we figure this shit out. You're not supposed to be born with a purpose or know what you want to do. So any guys out there that are maybe on social media looking at other people and just being like, I'm lost. Because that's what it is. You're lost. You don't know whether to go left, right. What am I good at? What business shall I start? Like, it's tough. Like, I know I'm 28. I'm lucky. I know what I want to do. It's been years in the making, but I've finally figured out this year how I'm going to evolve First Man, all the components that are going to go with it. I'm sure it will change in the future, but I have my purpose. I know who I am, what I want to be, what I want to wear, how I want to look, how my life's going to go. And it feels good. It's nice, but it's taken till like 28, and I'm one of the lucky ones. I know hundreds of lads that are my age that are like, I've never got home and been motivated to do anything but watch Netflix. And that's pretty normal. Like, I'm saying that should change. You should try and find what you like, change your lifestyle at least, but you shouldn't have it all figured out young as a man. Because a woman, by 25, a lot of women want to be married. Ideally, if you ask them, they probably want to be 25, married with kids and a mortgage. That is a nightmare for so many men. If that was me, that would be a nightmare for me at 35. I'd be crying into my soup, I'd be devastated at having 2 kids, a mortgage, and being married, Mortgage, maybe. I don't know if I'd paid the whole thing off, but even then I wouldn't want like a nice little home with 2 bedrooms, a white picket fence and a dog. I'd much rather like a penthouse with a beautiful balcony looking over the city that I could enjoy. Like, men and women are completely different, but as I've said to you guys before, we're living on female timelines, and I think it's causing mass male depression. Because we're looking at female purposes and the way that they're living, and the guys that are then dating those women who are older and more established. And, and some of these guys are sad. Like, some of these guys are dating a 25-year-old woman who has everything. This guy's 25 too. He's being dragged down the marriage route. He's being dragged down the mortgage route and the kids route. He doesn't actually want to be there, but she's just so hot. And he can't give it up. So he's kind of planning long term by being like, she's so hot now, I'm just going to take it because I don't know if I'm going to find a girl better. It's a scarcity mindset. If he had had more of a deliberate purpose, if he had waited 10 years, he might not be with that woman, or he might, it might be the right timeline at that point. But just never forget, though, guys, that men and women are on different timelines, and a male purpose can take years to arrive. We can't put pressure on ourselves looking at other people and seeing what they're doing. We don't have those get out of jail cards like women do by getting pregnant. We can't label ourselves a father and stay at home all day. People are like, you're a bum, get back to work, you need to feed the kids. A mother can do that. All right, a pregnant woman can do that, of course. We have different rule sets, and we need to expect this. We need to expect that life is going to be shit early on, It's going to help our mental health. It's going to allow us to be more patient. It's going to allow us to plan for long term. And we're going to get better results in all areas of life.